Listen to me carefully. You were not born weak, you were just never taught how to be untouchable. Right now, as you hear these words, something is hurting you deep inside. Maybe it is a person who said something bad to you, maybe it is a situation you cannot control, or maybe it is a fear that follows you into every room you enter. No matter how hard you try to forget it, you feel it. You feel that heavy pain. You feel that quiet anger sitting behind your eyes. You lie awake at 3:00 am, replaying the same conversation over and over again in your mind, wishing you had said something different. But let me tell you the brutal truth by doing this. You are giving away your power. When you get angry at someone's disrespect, you let them control you. When you cry over someone who left you, you give them the keys to your happiness, you make them the king of your mind. Have you ever seen people who never seem to care about anything bad? If someone insults them, they just smile and walk away. If they lose everything, they stay calm. They are not broken inside. They are not cold. They just know a dark secret that has been hidden from you. They use a special mix of Stoic philosophy and dark psychology to make their minds an unbreakable wall. What you are about to learn today is going to change everything. I am going to give you 5 dark Stoic secrets that will make you psychologically untouchable. This is not temporary motivation. Motivation dies in 5 minutes. This is a complete rebuild of your mind. If you are ready to take back your power from the people who control your emotions, stay with me until the very end. The person you are right now will not be the person you are at the end of this video. Let's begin. Secret 1. Strategic absence. The first dark secret is called strategic absence, or the ghost dynamic. Look around your life right now. Why does nobody value your presence? Why do people take you for granted, ignore your texts, and treat you like an option? It is because you are always available. You reply to messages in 2 seconds. You show up to every event you are invited to. You share your problems, your dreams, and your secrets with anyone who listens. In modern psychology, there is a simple, unchangeable law. Anything that is easy to get loses its value. Ancient Stoics understood this perfectly, but they used it to build absolute self-control. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that you have power over your mind, not outside events. When you apply this darkly to modern life, it means you stop giving your precious attention to a world that does not deserve it. You enter ghost mode, you disappear from the noise. Think about what happens when you are always there. People feel they own your time. They feel they can predict your next move, and because they can predict you, they do not respect you. But the moment you vanish, the entire power dynamic flips. To practice the ghost dynamic, you must stop posting every detail of your life on social media. Stop explaining yourself to people who do not care. Stop trying to fit into groups that look down on you. You must pull back all your energy, all your words, and all your time and focus them completely on yourself. This throws the people around you into a state of deep confusion. Human beings are driven by curiosity and the fear of the unknown. When they can no longer see what you are doing, when they can no longer track your life, their minds start creating endless questions. Where are you? What are you building? Why don't you care about their opinions anymore? By staying silent and absent, you make them think about you constantly without you doing any work. Your silence becomes louder than any argument you could ever make. But remember this, you are not disappearing because you are sad, angry, or hurt. Disappearing because your feelings are hurt is what weak people do. You are disappearing strategically to rebuild your life. You are working on your body, your mind, and your financial goals in total darkness. While the rest of the world is busy looking for cheap validation on their phones, you are building an empire in silence. You become a mystery, and in this world, people honestly respect what they cannot fully understand. Secret 2. Emotional flatlining. The second dark secret is emotional flatlining, also known as the void protocol. This is the ultimate test of your mental toughness and your ability to control your primitive instincts. Every single day, the world will try to provoke you. Your boss might yell at you, a toxic friend might make a joke at your expense, or someone online might try to insult your character. They do this because they want a reaction. They want to see you get angry, sad, or defensive. When you react, they win. They get a hit of dopamine because they see they have the power to disturb your inner peace. The ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus was born a slave. His master was a cruel man who used to torture him. One day, his master started twisting Epictetus's leg just to see him cry or scream. Epictetus did not scream. He did not beg for mercy. He looked at his master calmly and said, "Without raising his voice, you are going to break it." And when the leg broke, Epictetus simply looked at him and said, "Did I not tell you that you would break it?" No tears, no anger, no collapse. How did a human being stand in that moment of extreme pain and feel nothing overtake him? Because he practiced emotional flatlining, he separated the physical event from his mental reaction. When someone tries to insult you or disrespect you, your natural instinct is to fight back, argue, or defend your honor. This is a massive trap. The moment you argue, you lower your value and validate their insult. Instead, you must use the void protocol. The next time someone disrespects you to your face, do not yell, do not frown, do not say a word. Instead, look them directly in the eyes, keep your face completely blank like a stone wall, and let there be a long, uncomfortable silence. This silence acts like a heavy mirror. It forces the person who insulted you to face their own bad behavior. It makes them feel small, childish, and foolish in front of everyone. Your complete lack of reaction tells them that their words are too weak to even cross the gate of your mind. You become an empty void. Their anger enters that void and dies a quiet death. To master this, you must understand that other people's opinions are not your reality. They are just noise. If a storm comes, a mountain does not shake or move out of the way. The mountain just stands there and lets the storm pass over it. Your mind must be that mountain. Let people speak their noise, let them throw their hate, but keep your inner world perfectly still. When you master your reactions, you master every situation. Secret 3. The ghost standard, the third dark secret, is the implementation of the ghost standard. This is the absolute destruction of your addiction to external validation. Look at how the average person operates today. They wake up and immediately check their phone. They want to see how many people liked their picture, how many people viewed their story, or who replied to their message. They are constantly looking for a sign that says, "You are good enough. You are worthy." This is psychological slavery. If you need a compliment from someone to feel good about your day, then you have given that person complete control over your emotional state. If a single negative comment or a cold look from a coworker can ruin your entire week, you are not a free individual. You are a puppet, and the world is pulling your strings. The Dark Stoic operates on a completely different level. They build an internal evaluation system that cannot be altered by outside opinions. We call this the ghost standard. When you adopt this standard, you stop caring about the applause of the crowd because you realize a dangerous truth the same crowd that claps for you today will gladly crucify you tomorrow if the trend changes. Human opinion is cheap, unstable, and meaningless. Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man in the world. Millions of people shouted his name, bowed to him, and praised his leadership every single day. Yet, when he sat down in his tent at night, he wrote in his private journal that fame is nothing but empty air. He wrote that the people praising you today will be dead tomorrow, and their opinions will die with them. He did not build his self-worth based on his empire or his popularity. He built it based on his own strict values, his discipline, and his character. To build the ghost standard, you must treat praise and criticism exactly the same way. Both are completely irrelevant to your true worth. If someone calls you a genius, you must not let your ego grow. If someone calls you a failure, you must not let your heart sink. You must view their words like the barking of a dog on the street. A dog barks because it is its nature to bark, not because you did something wrong. You do not stop your car to argue with a barking dog. You just keep driving toward your destination. From this day forward, you must become your own judge and your own jury. Every night, before you close your eyes, you must run a ruthless audit on yourself. Ask yourself the hard questions. Did I control my emotions today? Did I give in to cheap distractions? Did I work hard on my goals? Or did I waste my time chasing lazy comfort? Did I treat people with justice? Or did I act out of petty anger? If you failed your own standards, you must correct yourself with cold discipline. If you succeeded, you must keep moving forward without celebrating too early. You do not need a trophy from the world. You do not need your friends to tell you that you are doing a good job. When you become completely self-governing, you enter a state of absolute psychological sovereignty. You are no longer a democracy that relies on the votes of other people. You are a sovereign ruler of your own mind. And when the world realizes they can no longer manipulate you with praise or hurt you with insults, they will realize you have become truly unstoppable. Secret 4. Calculated calm. The fourth dark secret is calculated calm, which is learning how to use absolute silence as a psychological weapon. In the modern world, people think that power means speaking the loudest, yelling the hardest, and having the last word in an argument. They think that if they don't defend themselves instantly, they look weak. And dark psychology teaches us the exact opposite in any human interaction. The person who speaks the most, explains themselves the most, or panics first, is always the weakest person in the room. True power is quiet. True authority is a heavy, calculated silence that makes everyone else in the room sweat. Think about what happens when someone tries to provoke you or start an argument with you. They are full of chaotic, aggressive energy. They expect you to match that energy. They want you to yell back, make excuses, or get defensive. Why? Because your reaction gives them a roadmap. It tells them exactly where your insecurities are, what hurts your feelings, and how they can manipulate you further. Your words give them ammunition to shoot back at you. When you use calculated calm, you completely starve their ego. You create a psychological vacuum. Human beings are naturally terrified of silence. When there is a sudden, heavy silence in a conversation, the human brain panics. It desperately tries to fill that empty space. The next time someone attacks your character, insults your work, or tries to bring chaotic drama into your life, do not engage. Do not raise your voice. Do not get defensive. Instead, implement the 3 rules of calculated calm. First, employ the dead-eye stare. Look the person directly in their eyes with absolutely zero emotion on your face. Do not blink rapidly, do not frown, and do not smile. Just look at them as if they are an uninteresting object in an empty room. Second, utilize the power pause. Let a long, uncomfortable silence stretch between you. Let it last for 3, 4, or 5 seconds. Watch their body language change. You will see their confidence start to crumble. They will start to shift their weight, look away, or clear their throat because the silence is crushing their ego. They will begin to wonder, what is he thinking? Why isn't he mad? Did I say something stupid? Third, deliver the minimalist sentence. If you must speak, speak in a low, slow, and completely flat tone. Use as few words as possible. Say something like, "Are you done?" Or "Why do you think your opinion matters to me?" Or simply say nothing at all. Turn around and walk away. By doing this, you completely flip the power dynamic. The person who tried to make you look small ends up looking childish, loud, and completely out of control. You have remained completely unmoved, like a Stoic wall, while they have exhausted all their energy screaming at an empty void. Silence is not weakness. Silence is the ultimate boundary. It tells the world that your mind is a high-security fortress, and you do not allow cheap, low-value drama to cross the gate. When you master the art of being quiet in moments of high tension, you gain the ability to control the emotional temperature of any room you enter. You become a psychological ghost that nobody can read, nobody can predict, and nobody can defeat. Secret 5. Weaponized amor fati. The fifth dark secret is weaponized amor fati, which means taking every piece of pain, every betrayal, and every catastrophic failure in your life and turning it into raw, unadulterated power. The average person treats bad events like a tragedy. When someone breaks their heart, when a business partner steals from them, or when life throws them into a dark pit, they immediately put on the mask of a victim. They ask, "Why did this happen to me? Why is life so unfair? What did I do to deserve this?" By acting like a victim, you are actively choosing to remain weak. You are letting the person or the event that hurt you win a second time. They broke you once in reality, and now you are letting them break you 1,000 times more in your mind by crying about it. The ancient Stoics had a concept called amor fati, which literally translates to the love of fate. It means you do not just tolerate the bad things that happen to you. You do not just calmly accept them. You choose to love them. You look at the worst situations in your life and you say, "Thank you. This is exactly what I needed to grow." But the dark Stoic does not look at this passively. They do not just sit back and smile through the pain. They weaponize it. They treat pain like fuel. Think about how a massive fire works. If you throw a bucket of water on a small flame, you extinguish it. But if you have a raging forest fire and you throw a massive obstacle or wood into it, the fire does not stop. The fire consumes the obstacle, uses it as fuel, and grows twice as large and twice as hot. Your mind must become that raging forest fire. When someone stabs you in the back or lies to your face, do not waste your time feeling sad. Do not look for revenge through petty arguments. Instead, use weaponized amor fati. Look at that betrayal as a beautiful, brutal gift. That person did not destroy you, they just violently woke you up from your naive illusions. They showed you a massive blind spot in your defense system. They taught you how to read human nature better. They forced you to cut off your softness and step into your true strength. If you are broke right now, if you are lonely, or if you have hit absolute rock bottom, stop wishing for an easier life. The dark bottom of the valley is where the most dangerous versions of men are forged. Smooth paths create weak, fragile individuals who shatter the moment a real storm hits. Cruel terrain, cold isolation, and massive hardships create giants. Every single trauma from your past is an ocean of raw, untapped energy sitting inside your subconscious mind. Weak people let that ocean drown them. They spend their entire lives complaining about their childhood, their ex-partners, or their bad luck. The unstoppable individual sets that entire ocean of pain on fire. The next time you feel that heavy, dark energy of anger, disappointment, or grief rising in your chest, do not try to suppress it. Do not run to a screen or a bottle to numb it. Sit with that darkness, let it burn inside your veins, and direct that entire force toward your daily execution. Use that anger to lift heavier weights. Use that disappointment to work 2 hours longer on your business. Use that pain to build an unbreakable financial and physical fortress. When you learn how to convert your deepest wounds into pure discipline, the world loses all its power over you. Because no matter what tragedy life throws at you, you will always consume it, convert it, and use it to become an even more terrifying version of yourself. The social dopamine detoxification. To truly sustain these 5 dark secrets, you must execute a ruthless process called social dopamine detoxification. We must look at the brutal reality of the world you are currently living in. You are trapped inside an engineered matrix designed by master psychological manipulators. Every social media application, every notification bell, every short-form video loop, and every algorithm is specifically built to do one thing: fragment your attention, keep your brain lazy, and make you emotionally reactive. When your brain is constantly hooked on cheap, easy hits of dopamine from your phone, you lose your edge. Your willpower drops to 0. You become impatient, soft, and hypersensitive because your attention span is ruined. You can no longer focus on a single difficult task for more than 10 minutes without checking your screen. And because you are always plugged into the collective noise of society, you are constantly absorbing other people's anxieties, trends, and superficial opinions. You have no thoughts of your own left. You are just a recycling bin for the internet's garbage. This is exactly how the system wants you to remain: soft, distracted, insecure consumers who are easily controlled by fear and validation. Entering ghost mode requires you to forcefully unplug your mind from this digital feeding tube. You must execute a hard dopamine reset. This means you must intentionally kill the need to see what everyone else is doing, and you must completely destroy the urge to show the world what you are doing. The average person cannot go 3 hours without updating their status or checking their feed. Because they are terrified of being forgotten, they want the world to look at them and say, "Look at my life, look at my food, look at my clothes. Please tell me I look good." The dark Stoic finds immense power in being completely invisible. True psychological sovereignty is when you can sit alone in a quiet room for hours, working on a complex problem or mastering a skill, without a single human being knowing where you are or what you are achieving. To start this detoxification, you must clear the clutter from your environment. Turn off every single non-essential notification on your phone. Delete the apps that cause you to scroll like a mindless zombie. Stop looking at the lives of people who do not inspire you, and stop checking up on people who chose to leave your life. When you pull your mind out of this constant digital noise, something strange will happen in the first few days. You will feel a deep sense of boredom, restlessness, and anxiety. Your brain will literally beg you for a cheap hit of distraction. It will scream at you to pick up the phone, to check the news, or to text someone random just to get a reply. This is the exact moment the battle is won or lost. This is where you must stand as the guard at the gate of your mind. Do not give in to the craving. Sit through the silence. Let the restlessness pass. Once your brain realizes that the cheap dopamine is never coming back, it will adapt. Your focus will slowly return. Your thoughts will become incredibly sharp, clear, and heavy. Your ability to read human situations will sharpen because you are no longer distracted by superficial metrics. You will look at the people around you who are still trapped in the matrix, constantly swiping, constantly complaining, constantly panicking over meaningless internet drama, and you will view them with a sense of cold detachment. You are no longer operating on their frequencies. You have broken free from the collective sleep. You have taken your attention back. And because attention is the ultimate currency of human potential, you now possess the supreme leverage required to execute your goals while everyone else is fast asleep.
The shadow integration phase. Now, we must enter the deepest part of your psychological transformation, the shadow integration phase. Most modern self-improvement advice tells you to destroy your negative emotions. They tell you to erase your anger, crush your pride, hide your raw ambition, and pretend to be a perfectly nice, soft, peaceful human being. They want you to smile through every insult and pretend that everything is fine. This is a dangerous lie. Trying to suppress your dark side does not make it disappear. It just turns you into a weak, passive-aggressive hypocrite. When you try to bury your anger, it leaks out anyway as hidden resentment, passive weakness, and a lack of true drive. The dark Stoic knows a much deeper truth. A man who is incapable of being dangerous cannot be truly virtuous or strong. If you lack the capacity to fight back, your peaceful behavior is not a choice. It is just a necessity because you are harmless. True strength is when you possess a terrifying capacity for destruction, a massive reservoir of raw ambition and aggression. But you keep it completely locked under the absolute control of your rational mind. You must have a sword, master how to use it with deadly precision, and then choose to keep it in its sheath. Your shadow is made up of all the parts of yourself that society told you to hide. It contains your raw anger from being disrespected, your burning desire to dominate your field, your competitive instinct to surpass everyone around you, and your memories of being humiliated or cast aside. Instead of running away from this dark energy, you must learn to sit with it, understand it, and integrate it into your conscious identity. Think of your shadow like a wild, powerful beast locked in a cage inside your mind. If you pretend the beast does not exist, or if you neglect it, one day the cage will rust. The beast will break out when you are vulnerable, and it will destroy your life through a sudden burst of uncontrolled rage, addiction, or emotional collapse. But if you walk into the cage, look the beast directly in the eyes, tame it, and make it follow your orders, you gain access to an endless supply of psychological energy. When you integrate your shadow, your entire presence changes. You no longer walk into a room looking for approval or trying to please everyone. There is a weight to your footsteps. There is a cold, focused steel in your eyes. People can instinctively feel that you are not someone to be played with. They realize that beneath your calm, polite exterior lies a mind that is fully prepared for war if the boundary is crossed. You start using your anger strategically. If someone attempts to push you around or disrespect you, you do not throw a childish tantrum. You do not shout. Instead, you look into your shadow, pull out a piece of cold, calculated intensity, and deploy it through your body language and your dead silence. You turn your hidden pain into a hyper-focused weapon of execution. The next time you feel like giving up on your goals, or the next time you feel too lazy to work, you do not look for an inspiring quote. You look into your shadow. You remember every single person who doubted you, every hand that was pulled away when you needed it, and every moment you were made to feel small. You take that dark fire, feed it to your discipline, and let it drive you through hours of relentless work. You do not destroy the monster inside you. You simply teach it to wear a suit and work for your highest purpose. The 6-month dark transformation roadmap. This is not a lecture to listen to and forget. This is a manual for absolute execution. To turn these 5 dark secrets into your permanent reality, you must commit to a brutal, non-negotiable 6-month dark transformation roadmap. For the next 180 days, you are going to systematically dismantle the weak version of yourself and construct a psychological fortress. Here is your exact phase-by-phase blueprint. Months 1 and 2. The Ghost Protocol. Your objective in the first 60 days is very simple. You must drop off the radar completely. You are going to enter absolute ghost mode. First, you must execute a digital wipeout. Go to your phone right now and mute or delete every single social application that does not directly make you money or serve your highest education. Stop posting updates. Stop showing the world where you are eating, what you are lifting, or what you are thinking. Let your digital footprint go completely cold. If people text you with low-value gossip or casual drama, do not reply. If they ask why you are being distant, do not give a long explanation. Your only response should be absolute absence. Second, cut off the emotional leaks. For these 2 months, you are prohibited from complaining to anyone about anything. It does not matter if your car breaks down, if your money is tight, or if someone treats you poorly. You do not tell a single soul. You absorb the friction in total silence. Every time you complain, you are leaking your power to the outside world. By keeping your problems entirely to yourself, you force your brain to find rational solutions instead of looking for cheap sympathy. Third, establish the guarded gate. Every morning when you wake up, spend the first 2 hours of your day in complete silence. No music, no podcasts, no scrolling through news. Just sit with your thoughts. Plan your high-priority execution for the day and read deeply from ancient Stoic texts. You are training your mind to find stability inside its own borders before you step out to face the chaotic noise of the world. Months 3 and 4. Cognitive overhaul and emotional flatlining. Once you have cleared the social noise from your life, your mind will become incredibly quiet. Now, you must spend the next 60 days testing and hardening your emotional boundaries in real-world situations. During this phase, you will actively practice the void protocol and calculated calm. Every single time you step outside your house, you must treat the world like a giant simulation designed to trigger your emotions. If someone cuts you off in traffic, your target is to keep your heart rate completely normal and keep your face blank. If a coworker tries to take credit for your work or speaks to you with a condescending tone, you will not argue. You will use the power pause. You will look them in the eyes, let a heavy 5-second silence hang in the air, and watch their confidence collapse. You are training yourself to separate the external event from your internal reaction. Simultaneously, you must initiate a physical and financial reconstruction. Your body and your mind are deeply connected. You cannot build a sovereign mind inside a weak, lazy body. You must train with heavy weights or intense physical conditioning. At least 4 days a week, push your body to the point of absolute physical discomfort. Because voluntary discomfort kills the softness in your mind. When you are working on your career or your financial skills, you must practice deep execution blocks. Set a timer for 4 hours. Lock your phone in another room. And do not leave your desk until the work is done. If your brain screams for a distraction, you will sit through the boredom and force yourself to execute. You are breaking the matrix's grip on your dopamine receptors and reclaiming your attention span. Months 5 and 6. Absolute sovereign execution. In the final 60 days of your transformation, you are no longer hiding in the shadows. You are going to step back into the world, but you will step into it as a completely mutated entity. You are now the author of your response, the sole judge of your character, and an absolute master of your environment. During this phase, you will implement the Go standard fully. You will interact with people, but you will view their praise and their criticism with total icy indifference. If someone compliments your success, you will say a polite thank you and immediately forget it. If someone attempts to pull you down or insult your vision, you will view them with cold detachment, recognizing their words as a projection of their own deep failures. You no longer outsource your self-worth to anyone on this planet. You will also realize the true power of weaponized amor fati. Any obstacle, any financial strain, or any personal friction that comes your way during these 2 months will be immediately treated as fuel. If a project fails, you will not lose a single second crying about it. You will analyze the data calmly, adjust your strategy, and execute again within the same hour. You become a precise, calculated machine that does not get tired, does not look for excuses, and does not stop until the objective is secured. By the end of month 6, your old life will look like a distant, strange dream. The soft, reactive person who used to lie awake at night crying over text messages, stressing over other people's opinions, and chasing cheap internet likes will be dead. In their place will stand a person who is mentally untouchable, physically disciplined, and emotionally sovereign. You will have built your inner citadel. The final sovereign reality look around you one last time. The world is getting softer, more distracted, and more emotionally fragile with every passing day. People are losing their minds over words, destroying their futures for temporary hits of digital dopamine, and handing over the keys to their souls to anyone who triggers their anger. They are running blindly toward their own psychological destruction, living as slaves to a system that feeds on their weakness. This widespread collapse of human willpower is your ultimate opportunity. While the rest of the world is busy breaking apart into tiny pieces, you have the rare chance to become a giant. You have the chance to build a mind that nothing can penetrate. But you must understand the gravity of this moment. The clock is ticking relentlessly, and the window of opportunity to change your life does not stay open forever. Every single day you spend procrastinating, every single time you give in to a cheap distraction, and every single moment you allow a toxic person to control your emotions, you are actively choosing to remain weak. You are letting the Matrix win. The principles you have learned today are not light bedtime stories. They are ancient, heavy weapons forged in the fires of real human tragedy, slavery, and war. Marcus Aurelius used them to rule an empire without losing his mind. Epictetus used them to break his psychological chains while his physical body was enslaved. Seneca used them to look his own executioner in the eyes and smile. These weapons are now sitting right in front of you. The only question left is, do you have the courage to pick them up, or are you too comfortable in your weakness? You can turn off this screen right now, return to your old habits, check your notifications, and go right back to chasing cheap validation from an average crowd that does not care about your existence. You can choose to remain part of the 95% who live and die as reactive puppets. Or you can make a brutal final commitment to yourself right here, right now. You can choose to enter ghost mode. You can choose to guard the gate of your mind with absolute ruthlessness. Flatline your emotional overreactions, build your own unshakable internal standard, and turn every single piece of pain from your past into raw, unstoppable execution power. The choice belongs entirely to you, and nobody else can make it for you. But remember this final warning from the ancient texts: you are going to die anyway. Your time on this earth is finite, and it is burning away with every breath you take. Why spend the short distance between your birth and your grave living inside a prison built from other people's opinions, cheap distractions, and emotional cowardice? Break out of the collective sleep, take back absolute sovereignty over your attention, your mind, and your destiny. Build your inner citadel before the chaos of this world breaks down your door. Enter your darkness, execute in silence, and become completely, utterly, psychologically untouchable before it is too late. Months 5 and 6. Absolute sovereign execution in the final 60 days of your transformation. You are no longer hiding in the shadows. You are going to step back into the world, but you will step into it as a completely mutated entity. You are now the author of your response, the sole judge of your character, and an absolute master of your environment. During this phase, you will implement the Go standard fully. You will interact with people, but you will view their praise and their criticism with total icy indifference. If someone compliments your success, you will say a polite thank you and immediately forget it. If someone attempts to pull you down or insult your vision, you will view them with cold detachment, recognizing their words as a projection of their own deep failures. You no longer outsource your self-worth to anyone on this planet. You will also realize the true power of weaponized amor fati. Any obstacle, any financial strain, or any personal friction that comes your way during these 2 months will be immediately treated as fuel. If a project fails, you will not lose a single second crying about it. You will analyze the data calmly, adjust your strategy, and execute again within the same hour. You become a precise, calculated machine that does not get tired, does not look for excuses, and does not stop until the objective is secured. By the end of month 6, your old life will look like a distant, strange dream. The soft, reactive person who used to lie awake at night crying over text messages, stressing over other people's opinions, and chasing cheap internet likes will be dead. In their place will stand a person who is mentally untouchable, physically disciplined, and emotionally sovereign. You will have built your inner citadel. The final sovereign reality. Look around you one last time. The world is getting softer, more distracted, and more emotionally fragile with every passing day. People are losing their minds over words, destroying their futures for temporary hits of digital dopamine, and handing over the keys to their souls to anyone who triggers their anger. They are running blindly toward their own psychological destruction, living as slaves to a system that feeds on their weakness. This widespread collapse of human willpower is your ultimate opportunity. While the rest of the world is busy breaking apart into tiny pieces, you have the rare chance to become a giant. You have the chance to build a mind that nothing can penetrate. But you must understand the gravity of this moment. The clock is ticking relentlessly, and the window of opportunity to change your life does not stay open forever. Every single day you spend procrastinating, every single time you give in to a cheap distraction, and every single moment you allow a toxic person to control your emotions, you are actively choosing to remain weak. You are letting the Matrix win. The principles you have learned today are not light bedtime stories. They are ancient, heavy weapons forged in the fires of real human tragedy, slavery, and war. Marcus Aurelius used them to rule an empire without losing his mind. Epictetus used them to break his psychological chains while his physical body was enslaved. Seneca used them to look his own executioner in the eyes and smile. These weapons are now sitting right in front of you. The only question left is, do you have the courage to pick them up, or are you too comfortable in your weakness? You can turn off this screen right now, return to your old habits, check your notifications, and go right back to chasing cheap validation from an average crowd that does not care about your existence. You can choose to remain part of the 95% who live and die as reactive puppets. Or you can make a brutal final commitment to yourself right here, right now. You can choose to enter ghost mode. You can choose to guard the gate of your mind with absolute ruthlessness. Flatline your emotional overreactions, build your own unshakable internal standard, and turn every single piece of pain from your past into raw, unstoppable execution power. The choice belongs entirely to you, and nobody else can make it for you. But remember this final warning from the ancient texts: you are going to die anyway. Your time on this earth is finite, and it is burning away with every breath you take. Why spend the short distance between your birth and your grave living inside a prison built from other people's opinions, cheap distractions, and emotional cowardice? Break out of the collective sleep, take back absolute sovereignty over your attention, your mind, and your destiny. Build your inner citadel before the chaos of this world breaks down your door. Enter your darkness, execute in silence, and become completely, utterly, psychologically untouchable before it is too late. If these words hit a nerve deep inside you, do not just close this screen and go back to your old, soft habits. Prove to yourself that you are actually different from the crowd. Subscribe to Silent Power Psychology right now. Do not do it for me. Do it for the unstoppable version of you that is waiting to be built in the dark. Share this video with one person who desperately needs to wake up before it is too late. Now, go to the pinned comment below, look at the challenge, and drop the exact date you are entering ghost mode. Let the world react to your absolute absence. The clock is ticking. I will see you in the next one.